I'm Maddie.
I'm Trevor,
I'm Blake.
and today on Farmer News we will be investigating the cell.
The cell wall is the rigid layer of polysaccharides laying outside the plasma membrane of the cells of plants, fungi, and bacteria. Cell walls made of sucrose are only found around plant cells and few other organisms. Cellulose is a specialized sugar that is classified as a structural carbohydrate and not used for energy. A plant cell wall is a structure surrounding the cell that provides a number of functions: strength to support the plant, rigidity to fix cell shape, flexibility, porosity, waterproofing, barrier to pests, protections against environmental stress, apoplastic transport, and signaling and sensing. And now back to Blake for plasma membrane.
A plasma membrane is a microscopic membrane of lipids and proteins that forms the external boundary of the cytoplasm of a cell or encloses a vacuum, and that regulates the passage of molecules in and out of the cytoplasm. The plasma membrane is composed of phospholipid bilayer, which is two layers of phospholipids back to back. Trevor will now tell you about cytoplasm.
Cytoplasm is a fluid that fills a cell. Scientists used to call the fluid protoplasm. Early on, they didn't know about the many types of fluid in cells. There is special fluid in mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, and the nucleus. The only two plasms left are cytoplasm, the fluid in the cell, also called cytosol, and nucleoplasm, the fluid in the nucleus. Each of these fluids have very different compositions. Now back to Maddie, who has important information about nucleus.
The cell nucleus acts like the brain of the cell. It helps control eating, movement, and reproduction. If it happens in a cell, chances are the nucleus knows about it. The nucleus is not always in the center of the cell. Chromosomes are the things that make organisms what they are. They carry out the information used to help a cell grow, thrive, and reproduce. Chromosomes are made up of DNA. Segments of DNA and specific patterns are called genes. Your genes make up who you are. You will find the chromosomes and genetic material in the nucleus of the cell. Nucleus are the round body located inside the nucleus of the eukaryotic cell. It is not surrounded by a membrane, but it sits in the nucleus. The nucleus makes ribosomal subunits from proteins and ribosomal RNA. It then sends the subunits out of the rest of the cell, where they combine into complete ribosomes. Ribosomes make proteins, therefore the nucleus plays a vital role in making proteins of the cell. Here's Blake with smooth endoplasmic reticulum.
Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is an organelle found in both animal cells and plant cells. An organelle is a subunit within a cell that has a specialized function. The main function of the smooth ER is to make cellular products like hormones and lipids. You can think of the smooth ER as a factory manufacturing many of the products that a cell needs to function. Exactly what it makes depends on the type of cell. Imagine two factories in two different locations. One is the middle of the farm country where corn grows as far as the eye can see. The other is on the coast of the ocean where fishing is the main industry. The factory's farmland manufactures corn syrup to be used in a number of packaged foods. The oceanside factory manufactures canned fish products. Each factory distributes the type of product that makes sense of its location. Here's Trevor telling us about endoplasmic reticulum.
The double membranes of smooth and rough ER form sacs called cisternae. Protein molecules are synthesized and collected in the cisternal space/lumen. When enough proteins have been synthesized, they collect and are pinched off in vessels. The vessels often move to the Golgi apparatus for additional protein packaging and distribution. Now, back to you, Maddie.
Golgi apparatus is found in most cells. It is another packaging organelle like the endoplasmic reticulum. While layers of the membranes may look like the rough ER, they have a very different function. Blake, can you explain what ribosomes are?
Ribosomes are a minute particle consisting of RNA and associated with proteins found in large numbers in the cytoplasm of living cells. They bind messenger RNA and transfer RNA to synthesize polypeptides and proteins. Here's Trevor to explain what lysosomes are.
You will find organelles called lysosomes in nearly every animal like eukaryotic cell. Lysosomes hold enzymes that were created by the cell. The purpose of the lysosome is to digest things. They might be used to digest food or break down the cell when it dies. Here's Maddie with vacuoles.
Vacuoles are storage bubbles found in cells. They are found in both animal and plant cells, but are much larger in plant cells. Vacuoles might store food or any variety of nutrients a cell might need to survive. They can even store waste products so the rest of the cell is protected from contamination. Eventually, those waste products will be sent out of the cell. Here's Blake with chloroplasts.
Chloroplasts are the food producers of the cell. The organelles are only found in plant cells and some protists, such as algae. Animal cells do not have chloroplasts. Chloroplasts work to convert light energy of the sun into sugars that can be used by cells. Now let's find out what mitochondria is by Trevor.
Mitochondria are known as the powerhouses of the cell. They are organelles that act like digestive systems, which take in nutrients, breaks them down, and creates energy-rich molecules for the cell. The biochemical processes of the cell are known as cellular respiration. Many of the reactions involved in cellular respiration happen in mitochondria. Mitochondria are the working organelles that keep the cell full of energy. Let's learn about cytoskeleton from Maddie.
The cytoskeleton is responsible for all cell shape, motility, which is movement, and the cell as a whole, and motility of organelles within the cell. There are 3 types of filaments in the cytoplasm of the most vertebrate cells: microfilaments, microtubules, and intermediate filaments. All of these filament systems share a critical feature. They are composed of proteins and have the unique property of being able to self-assemble into a filamentous network. Imagine a pile of bricks that could assemble by themselves into a wall. The proteins that make up the fibers of the cytoskeleton are able to do just this. The proteins that make each of the 3 different filament systems assemble into only the structure characteristics of that filament. Let's learn about cilia from Blake.
Cilia minute hair-like organelles, identical to structure to flagella, that line the surfaces of certain cells and beat in rhythmic waves, providing locomotion to cilia, protozoans, and moving liquids along internal epithelial tissues in animals. The last thing we will find out about are centrioles.
Every animal-like cell has 2 small organelles called centrioles. They are there to help the cell when it comes time to divide. They are put to work in both the process of mitosis and the process of meiosis. You will usually find them near the nucleus, but they cannot be seen when the cell is not dividing. And what a centriole is made of? Microtubules. That's all, folks.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Trevor.
I'm Blake. I'm Blake.
I'm Trevor. It's funny about that.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Trevor.
I'm Blake.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Trevor.
I'm Blake.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Trevor.
I'm Maddie.
And today on Farmer News, we'll be investigating the cell.
Say that. And signaling and signaling.
The only 2 plasms left are the cytosol.
It helps control eating, movement, and reproduction. Oh my! Control eating. Ow! Something bit me.
It's a smooth and rough ER. Cut.
It is pronounced Golgi in the same way you would say squeegee.
Here's Trevor.
I'm Maddie.
Cut. Remitted. That's not Phil.
Okay. That was good.